Hello. In case you're wondering, yes, I'm sitting in my car making this quick video while I'm waiting for my boy to have his art class. So, one of the nicest things about basic, any kind of basic, is just the ease with which you can manipulate strings. Now, there may be other languages that are better at numbers, but when it comes to strings, basic is still the original, and in my humble opinion, the best. So, let's have a quick look at that. All right, what have we got here? We got the coder on here, so let's use that. So, a string, I suppose you could say $1. I always say a string equals, shall we say, leave a space at the end there, b string equals maybe we can make that a little bigger. Can we? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so the first thing is string concatenation. So C string equals A string plus B string. So now if you say print C string, you will get a single string that says this is a, let's get the English right there, an example string. Okay, let's save this. Exactly what you would expect. So you can just glue these things together in any way you like, which is just one of the things you're going to end up doing a lot of. Right, so it's a simple plus sign. There are some other dialects that don't use this plus, they use the ampersand instead, but we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so what if I wanted to use only, what's that, AX 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only the first 7 characters in the second string. Right, that is very easy. Print save that. Let's just give ourselves some space to work here. And run that example again. And there I've cut out the first 7. But we can do more than that. We can say so now what we're saying is print the 5 leftmost characters in A string and the 7 leftmost characters in B string. So if I've got it right, and this is unprepared, it should give me this example. And so you can see we can cut things from the left. Now let's do something different. And string. Now we're saying give me the leftmost 5 characters in A string and the rightmost characters in B string. So what do you think that'll give us? This string. Actually, no, it actually made an error there. That should have been 6. Let's see. There we go. So we got left string and right string. And we can also cut things from the middle. Right, so that would be what are we going to cut? Let's cut the word is and a. Oh, let's see. So that is mid string, a string. Right, now obviously you need to give a starting point and an end point. The end point is optional, but if you don't give an end point, it just goes to the end of the string. Right, so this will be 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, 6 to 9. And now we are going to add a space. And then we're going to have this once again. Okay, I think if I got it right, then that should now give us this string is a string. Okay, and string, that's 6 to 9. So let's just change that to 8. What am I doing wrong here? Sorry, it is not, the endpoint is not the absolute endpoint, it's actually supposed to be the number of characters. But you see that it actually, so we want 4 characters there. But you see that Yab did recover gracefully. It didn't say, there aren't another 8 characters there. Okay, this should do it. Yep. Right, so the first is your starting point, and the second is the number of characters you want to take out from the middle of the string. Yeah, that's what happens when you play around with too many dialects of BASIC. What can I say? So, you are going to be doing a lot of this in YAP programming because, well, that's just one of those things. You can set up templates and then just cut out the bits and recombine the bits that you need. Right, so for example, you can set up menus that differ according to the context, and you would do that by recombining bits of strings. So there's a lot more that can be said about strings, and if you go down to the documentation, you'll see that here we have CHR string that accepts a number and returns the character at the position within the ASCII char set. Character set. Okay, so there's a couple of ones that you'll want to remember, but you know, that is not something you're going to use as much as you think. Right? Glob, I think that's a newish one. I haven't really used it much. Check if a string matches a simple pattern. All right. You can convert a number into a hexadecimal. This is something I use all the time. It looks for a short string inside a longer one. And then either it gives 0 if it's not in there, or it gives the number where it starts. Right, so if you have the word automobile, then within string you could say, okay, is the letter M in automobile? Right, and it says A-U-D-O-M. Oh, yes, the answer is 5, because it's the 5th letter. Right, left string we've seen. Then length of a string. Now that is something you're going to be using surprisingly much with mid-string, for especially, because sometimes you say, okay, this is the length of the string. Now give me everything from position 3 to the end of the string, but -4. So with this len function, you can calculate that. For example, if you have a file name, and you know the file names all start with yab, right? Then you don't want the first 3. You also don't want the extension at the end. And so you cut off 4 and just grab the bit in the middle. Lower string, that converts everything into lowercase. And obviously there's a corresponding one to turn everything into uppercase. Very useful, because sometimes you want to test at some response that the user has given you, right? Whether it's a single keystroke or some answer that they typed in. How do you know if the user's caps lock key was on? You don't. So before you do that test, you just convert it to either upper or lowercase, doesn't matter, and then test that against a properly coded response of your own. And so you don't have to test it twice. If it was just a single letter, then you'd have to test it twice. But now if you had a 10 character response, then if my mathematics serves me, that would give you about 2 to the power 10 possibilities. You want to test for each one? No, just convert them all to lowercase and test against what you actually want the user to tell you. Okay, so got a trim version, right, which trims from, this is L trim, which trims from the left. So you will see there's a right trim as well, and there's a trim from both sides. Right, basically to remove spaces. Spaces are the bane of a programmer's life. You'd think that by now we all know about long file names and all our languages can handle it. Not at all. No, and spaces are something you have to work around constantly. Okay, let me get some light here. It's getting a bit dark. Right, so what's this one? Oh, that's midstring, right? Okay, split and token are sufficiently complex that I will make a video, a separate video about those. Right? Then this is the opposite of val. Right? If you have a string 1, 2, 3, not the number 123, the string 1, 2, 3, and you want to convert that into a number, you would use val. This works the other way around. You got the number 1, 2, 3, and you use this function here to convert it into a string. Right, str replace string. Replace a string with another string. Okay, that is one that I haven't really used. I prefer to brew my own there. But yeah, it is something that you can look into. And you know, I've always just written my own routine for that. But I see, I think that must be a fairly recent addition to Yab. Okay. And that is it for the string commands, except for split and token, because that is something that is a bit counterintuitive, and I'll want to do a separate video on that. Thanks for watching.